It's like a trillion, 400 trillion chance that you are who you are, born the day you were born, with the features you have. You know how special you have to be a human being in 2026? Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Spivey J here on YouTube. Thank you so much for being here today. So for today's daily video, I would like to process the concept that you have to be ready before you begin something. Flag on the play, BS, lies. That's exactly what that is. So if you are interested in fulfilling, we'll just keep it simple, your 2026 vision board. You had, beginning of this year, you made the most beautiful vision board. You said this was my year. You put all the aesthetic photos on there. Your vision board looks Pinterest worthy, so much so that you made a digital version as well. If that's you or sounds like something you've done before, and it's middle of February, we are 6 weeks and a couple days into the new year, and you still feel as though you aren't ready to start working towards your vision board, I want you to abruptly stop that thought. Today is Sunday, and I'm recording this video on Sunday, but today's Sunday, and it depends on what calendar you look at. It's the first day of the week, but you know what I'm trying to say, like the work week begins tomorrow. I want you to halt that thought right now. I want you to set it to the side. I want to speak directly to you. I'm not adding any gimmicks here. I want to speak clearly and communicate directly to the person who feel as though they need to be ready before they start. That is like putting the cart before the horse and expecting the cart to pull the horse when the horse is the one that has the legs. It makes no sense. You starting is what makes you ready. You starting is where character development begins. If you want to be the identity of who's on your vision board, and I know it looks good, it's color coordinated, you have numbers in there to suggest specificity, you have a Bible verse in there, you have beautiful, well-dressed, the nails, the hair, the ideology, the career, you have it. I know you have that in there. You have some concept of love, even if you are in a romantic relationship or you want to be. You have all of these things that are so important to you, and you think that you have to wait to be ready to start. That is bull crap. And whoever gave you that thought, whatever made you think that anyone that you see who has what you desire, even if they might not have the whole picture, if you believe that they started with everything that they had, false. It's a falsehood, and you have to let it go. I want you to neglect that. That is the root cause of low self-esteem. That is the root cause of low self-confidence. Self-confidence, esteem, self-trust. These things are built through action. Okay? Yes, you can have some of it before you began because your parents gave you confidence and spoke life into you, or whomever. You speak life into yourself, which is just as much valid as anyone else speaking life into you. But to really build the receipt, CVS loan receipt of evidence, you have to take action, which means you have to start before you are ready. Now, starting before you're ready can look like many things. For me, starting before I'm ready. So on my vision board, I had that I wanted to have a certain amount of YouTube subscribers. And I could have that on my vision board all day. But the person that has this amount of subscribers, they know how to edit, they know how to start their videos with captivating hooks, they know all about the YouTube studio and how to ensure their videos reach their desired audience. The person with this amount of subscribers has this information already. But I want to let you know that also at the same time, that person that you can't even see, so it's so cloudy. That's crazy. You literally can't see. Ooh, you can't see it, but you hear it. I can't see that jet, but obviously it's up there. So I'm going to look in the direction that it's going. No, but the person that has this amount of subscribers has all of this know-how, has all of this insight, and are clear communicators, have lots of experience, and literally a library of videos where they went from trying and practicing in public to where they are to now that they, I don't know, get paid, they fund their business, whatever benefits they get from having their specific YouTube channel. They started with zero, now nada Ling subscribers. They started with zero. They started with 0 subscribers. They started with 0 likes. They started with 0 know-how. Everyone starts at 0, okay? Do some people have leverage? Could that person have a big brother who had a successful channel they can talk to, consult with, and get insight? Absolutely. However, instead of focusing on the outliers and giving yourself excuses and also polluting your mind with reasons why other people are better than you, which I reject that thought about you. I reject those thoughts about myself, and I want you to reject those thoughts about you. Because what it is, you've been repeating these low self-esteem, these low confidence, these low self-trust conversations and experiences that probably haven't even happened or have happened, and then you put your own spin on it. You've been repeating these sad, pitiful stories multiple times to the point now you believe it, and your body, you have physiologically embodied it as truth, and therefore now you regurgitate those falsehoods and the things that actually contribute to your demise over and over, so much so that you have this negative, pessimistic mindset about yourself that you literally thought that creating a vision board was going to make the vision come true. That's the step before the first step. That's 0, okay? Because you had to get to the point where you were so fed up that you made the vision board you made back in January. You were fed up with what the years prior to look like. So you're here now and you're 6 weeks in, but you haven't realized that you continue to tell yourself those old stories. And that's why you still believe you need to be ready to start. You need to be ready to begin. No, you don't. Beginning and starting is the ready part. That's when you get ready. You literally can have an idea for an outfit in your mind until you start putting it on and see how it fits your body type, how the color flatters you, how the silhouette flatters or doesn't flatter you. You can have this idea in your mind, but baby, until you put it on, you don't know which direction this is going to go. And I want you to go in the direction of your dreams. I want you to get more fulfillment in your life. This is coming from heart. I have no notes for today. I have 0 notes. This is coming straight off the dome. I also just finished writing my newsletters, so I am in that mindset. But this is for me to you because I know what it feels like to have told myself stories over and over, and then that weigh me down so much that I don't even see that it's affecting the vision that I created, that was downloaded into my heart and my mind. My purpose-driven life is taking away from it because I keep thinking I need to be ready. And the reason I keep thinking I need to be ready is because of what I repeatedly said and practiced in my mind. We're going to stop that. And we're going to move forward, and we're going to get step-by-step instruction. If you're interested in improving the quality of your life, literally transforming your life and mastering your mind, you need a system, okay? You need a system, and that system is a way of thinking and a way of doing. You need a system that's going to allow you to take action despite your mood, despite the weather, despite the people around you, despite how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally. You're going to need a system to remove that horrible programming because you were gifted so many beautiful gifts internally. Your experiences have created a transformation story that you haven't told anyone about except your journal. I know you have it in you. You have it in you. You just need the keys to unlock it. Guess what? I got the keys. Actually, you have the keys. You just don't know where to look for them at. You've buried them so far, you have lost the plot. You have lost the plot. And now it's 6 weeks into the new year, almost 7 weeks, and you're feeling defeated already. Baby, come back. Come back. God has a plan for you. God has a plan for your purpose. I am in no form of fashion or preacher in any type of way, okay? I need some preaching for me. But at the same time, I am feeling so like, I know what that feels like, okay? I know what it feels like to feel defeated and to feel like you have no other options. And if I'm going to do anything, today's video is hopefully to take at least one person out of that dark space, is to help pull you out of that hole. And if you're watching my video, and I hope that the algorithm, after you finish watching it, shows you other people's videos who are saying the same thing so it can get embedded into your brain, I hope it works. And I'm praying for you. I pray that it works, okay? Because Also, drop this saying, God gave his strongest soldiers the most difficult. No, get off that list. We not trying to be strong soldiers no more. We're trying to be aligned, okay? We don't want to be strong soldiers, ma'am, okay? All right, so this is how I started pulling myself out the hole and self-actualizing, metamorphosis. You think about like a butterfly. How it became a butterfly is like the craziest, it's like one of the craziest series of events that happen. You're going to be going through that process. This is going to be your metamorphosis. You're going to embody it, and you're not going to quit when you're in the cocoon, because that's where the making happens. You're not going to quit because it feels like your time is longer than other people's time. We are not comparing ourselves to others, and as a matter of fact, we're going to thank who we previously were, because she or he got us to where we are today. She or he gave us the wisdom, is going to supply the wisdom that we're going to use to inform us on our next decisions, our next thoughts, our next conversations, our boundaries that we are going to put into place and stand on, despite how we feel, despite how others may feel, okay? This is time to fill your own cup. We're not going to let this vision board go unrecognized. We're going to embody what's necessary so we can manifest that identity, so that we can be all that we can be. I remember that commercial. You are ready to be all that you can be. So this is the first thing that you have probably been overlooking, and this is a very important key to building your self-confidence, self-trust, your esteem. That's going to all contribute to you living rich on purpose, mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. And that key is that you have the pen in your hand to give yourself permission to do anything that you need. It's no one else's fault. It's no one else's responsibility. It's no one else's delegation. Yes, of course, we live in a society with rules. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you. You are the writer. You are the author to the story of your life from today forward. You are the core contributor to that story. You write the plot, you write the preface, you write the ending, you write the meaning. Only you, no one else. Two people can't hold the pen at the same time. Your name is on it. You have the pen to give yourself permission to bloom in any direction. Take ownership of that. Inform your cells, inform your brain, inform your heart right now that I am the captain of this ship. I am the signer of this permission slip. Okay? Once you frame your mind to realize you are now responsible for the trajectory of your life, I want you to woman up, whatever that means to you. Man up, but woman up, okay? Put your big girl panties on and take that with honor. That's such an honorable position. You know how it's like 400 trillion chance that you are who you are, born the day you were born, with the features you have. You know how special you have to be a human being in 2026? You need to know that you're amazing. I don't have to know you personally. I know you energetically. I know why you clicked this video. I know you energetically because we align. Prior me and current you have similarities, or current me and current you have similarities, or future me and current you, which I aspire to go in that trajectory, have similarities. Do you understand that? So now that you know you're in charge, how would an in charge person conduct themselves? Will they just wake up and just go about their day spontaneously? Absolutely not. You're going to need, number 2, systems. Okay, you're going to need systems in place in every area of your life, even the spontaneous parts of your life. You're going to need systems, and these systems are going to be held up by number 3, which is boundaries. But let's go to number 2, systems. Excuse me. So these systems are required for anybody to manage their life. Now that you know that you're in charge, you need a management system. You need something that's going to contain whatever it is you're after. So I'll give you a few examples. A system you need for if you are on a weight loss journey, right? You need a system that you're going to operate inside of for how you're going to eat, move your body, Okay? But those are the main two things people think of when they think about weight loss. Also, baby, you need to pray. You need to pray off. If you have a food addiction, you need to pray it off. If you have the latter, you need to pray it off. Okay? Between you and the Creator, between you and your journaling, you need to pray that off. It's not just food. I mean, it is food, it is hydration, it is movement and exercise and all these things. You need to get your blood work done. You need to know what your numbers are, not what your favorite influencers are, so that you can then be informed on what so that you can then be informed on what supplements you need. Okay, not your favorite influencer. We thank them for making us aware of the different things, and because they're models and they're actresses and they are giving us content. That's their job, and I want them to get all the coins because it's called awareness. That's what models did in the past. They made us aware. But now with that awareness, go to your doctor, see what your numbers are, your blood work, your cortisol, your hormones, whatever, your MRIs, your CAT scans. If you're having some pain, get that birth control taken out. Whatever the case is for you, you do that. But you need to have a system to operate in. So this is what you're going to allow, and you're going to not deviate, and you're not going to deviate from this system. The system I created for myself that I began January 2025 was for me to walk no less than 10,000 steps for 100 days, meaning I will be walking 1 million total steps, no less than 10,000 steps. So I actually walk, I'll hopefully insert the number here, over 1 million steps in 100 days. I have not, since I began that challenge, there has not been a day that's gone by where I haven't completed 10,000 steps. But I challenged myself, and I then embedded that identity because I created a system. And then I developed the system so that other people can use it, which I call 100 Days 1U. And it's the habit architecture system that I created. All the links are in the description. But you need a system, point blank, period. If you're the manager, you're the author, you need a system to operate in. This goes for business. This goes for your romantic relationships. And these systems are going to be held up by number 3 are your boundaries. You need boundaries that's going to inform your systems. You need boundaries that's going to inform others how to approach you. You need boundaries for your own self-respect, okay? You need boundaries. Boundaries are what's been allowing other people to treat you how you don't want to be treated. And they've been treating you that way because you don't even have boundaries for yourself. How do I know? Because I was there. I was where you are. I had no boundaries to inform my system. So those two go hand in hand. You need boundaries, and you need to communicate any boundaries that involve other people. You need to communicate that, because if you, for example, have been in a romantic relationship and you've been treated, you feel as though you've been emotionally neglected. I'm not a relationship coach. I'm just giving you an example. If you feel as though you've been emotionally neglected and you've never said anything about it, you can't expect the fact that you had a boundary that you wrote down in your journal and said you're going to live by this. You can't expect that other person to even know that this boundary is now a requirement, as it should be, because you deserve nothing but the best. Okay? So you can't expect other people to read your mind and to know automatically. These things take time. They take time to first be communicated. You should communicate them instantly, actually, but they take time to then seep in, especially if you've been in said relationship for a long period of time. This is not just for romantic relationships. This is also your job. If your job continues to treat you poorly because you're single with no kids and they think that you're always available and you have no responsibilities, you have to let them know, heck no, okay? This is where I draw the line. You're not going to continue to make these assumptions on my life and think that I'm always available for you because I don't have kids or I'm single. If that's for you, whatever the case is. And the latter, let's be considerate of other people. Just because their responsibilities look different from ours don't mean that they are less important. And I say that as a mom and a wife, okay? I say that as a woman. I say that as a human being a human, all right? We have to make sure that nobody is crossing us and disrespecting us. And the way you do that is first you create the boundaries for yourself. In this boundary, I'm going to X, Y, Z. And you communicate that to other people if they are directly involved, so that is now an ecosystem that's created to propel your system to further ignite you being the author of your story. Because I don't know about you, but I want a good story. I want a great story. I want a story driven by purpose. I want a story driven by love and peace. I want a story driven by adventure and all of these good things. And in order for me to have that, we have to do the background work. We have to do the part that isn't pretty. We have to do the part that isn't often talked about. It's often miscommunicated because everyone just wants the glory. But you have to do the work internally if you want it out externally. Most of the things on your vision board are probably external changes, identities that you want to be. But the woman that has this supple skin at whatever age she is had to be the person that didn't go to sleep without washing her face. That had to be the person that drank water over alcohol. That's the identity gap that you're going to have to fill in. You may want these things, but you have to become her. And the way to become her is to start. And that's when you're ready. Okay? So we have decided that, no, we have recognized that we are in fact in charge of the trajectory of our life. We now have systems in place, and we hold up those systems with our boundaries, the ones we have for ourselves and for other people. And I personally think, so we have all these things in place. What's now going to take you from this to the next step is, most importantly, number 4, is you have to take action. Like in the first example I gave earlier, the person who has XYZ amount of YouTube subscribers now had to go through the learning curve to get them there. They had to know how to edit a video. They had to know how to have hooks. They had to know and find their voice, honestly. They had to find their voice. Their voice resonates. Everything is not, hi guys, welcome to... No, I have a deeper, lower voice. I more so resonate with being comfortable in how I speak. That's just me. But I also have creators who have wherever they may be coming from. You have to be comfortable with your voice, and then you have to be okay with sharing it with the world. But the most important thing they did to get to 0 to XYZ subscribers is they had to create the freaking video. The video had to be recorded. The video had to be edited. The video had to be uploaded. The video had to be put out so someone even knows that it exists, to see if that voice resonates with them, or they answer a question they want answered, or they make them feel seen, or they read a book that they couldn't afford to them, or they make music and teach kids that's homeschool how to play music, or anybody that's watching how to play musical instruments for free, or they show their life abroad, or whatever the case is. The video had to be recorded, edited, and uploaded, and shared with the world before anyone could subscribe or like or comment. The readiness begins when the action is taken. So yes, I've been recording, editing, uploading videos for the last 3 weeks. This has been a challenge in so many ways, mostly interpersonal. It has put a highlight on procrastination for me. It has highlighted different things about myself that I need to address, because again, when you are going into business or building something, yes, the thing is going to be built, but it's going to it's going to intersect with who you are as a person. And so you're going to have to grow into the identity. You're not going to just be that just because you said so. Like, yes, you may get a new job with the title of being a senior executive, but you had to first do all the work to get there, and then you had to settle in. That's what we're doing. We are now cultivating, and you do that through action. You do that through action. You have to actually water the plant that you plant. You have to actually water the seed that you planted. You have to allow it to get sunlight. You have to let it take time. Right now, I am practicing in public, and I thank you so much for being on the other side of this device, listening to what I have to say. I truly appreciate it, because I'm practicing. I'm new to this, I'm new to this in the sense that I have the clarity on what it is I want to gain from it. That felt so amazing to just say that. I have the clarity on what it is I want to gain from it. I have the clarity on who it is I'm speaking to, I think. Now it's time for me to continue to execute on a daily basis for however long I choose, which, well, you'll see. And it's very challenging. You don't stop after boundaries are in place. You now have to take action. The actions should be challenging. They shouldn't be easy, because if you're going for something different is something new, and you don't have the know-how. So therefore, you're going to go through the learning phase. And yes, you can consult people who have much more know-how that can get you there faster. You can take shortcuts like on games when you can buy level ups and, whatever the shortcuts may be. Absolutely. I encourage you to invest in yourself, invest in your trajectory going in the direction that you want. But you are going to have to upgrade your identity to be that. And the way to do that is through action. You won't know what the back end of YouTube look like if you don't even have a channel. Unless, you wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. So that was my manager's over there. My manager, by the way, is a 9-year-old Sagittarius, Chinese born, intelligent, chess player, brilliant math, all of the things. She tells me what to do, and she's right. I feel so blessed to have raised her. But yes, so take action in a direction. And I can give you an example. She wanted to write a book. She was dependent on me to do the adult part. It took me 13 months to do it. I sat on her dream for 13 months, even though she did the hard work. Why? Because I assumed that it was difficult. I didn't take the time to get the information, the knowledge necessary. All of these things that I was just telling myself that contributed to her book being 13 months delayed because of me. I refuse to continue to be a hypocrite to the things I tell my children. If I tell them you can be anything you can be and I choose to do otherwise, I am a hypocrite. I don't want to be no hypocrite no more. I need to do something about that, because you're not about to call me, say that and also, very importantly, you're not about to be someone else's mom. I don't want someone else's mom to be their role model. No celebrity, no human being. I want to be as real of a role model as I can be. And to do that is they have to believe in me. And they believe in me when I believe in myself. Why? I believe in myself because I took the action finally. Finally took the action. So guess what? Their dreams are bigger. Their ideas, their goals are more reflective of who they really are versus what they saw someone do on YouTube. You know how honorable that is? How important that is for me as a mother to know that I'm raising human beings to be fully themselves? That doesn't happen overnight. It's not happenstance at all. It's deliberate. It was not serendipitous, although it feels that way. It was deliberate and it was intentional. And it was because I did number one first. I was like, I'm not blaming anyone. This is on me. And I take this with pride. I take this with honor. Now the pen is the color that I choose. The pen writes how I choose. The pen goes in the direction that I choose because I am in charge of my story now. Sure, the adults in my life when I was younger could have informed me of all these things. But if they didn't know, would you want to be informed by someone who didn't know? They did the absolute best that they could with what they had. We are no longer blaming other people. We are too grown for that. We are no longer blaming other people. Let those pity stories go. Yes, they may have wronged you, abused you emotionally, verbally, but are you going to allow that to stop you from going where you need to go? Someone needs to hear your story. There's a little girl right now that needs to hear your story and how you overcame it. If you continue to tell yourself the pity stories, she will never hear what you need to say, and she's going to be a replica of you in the future. The cycle is going to continue. The cycle stops with me. The cycle should stop with you. If you're tired of generational no wealth in your family, the cycle needs to stop with you. You take that responsibility. Yes, you may not be the oldest daughter. You may not be the oldest cousin. Everyone else had more talent than you, and they shoulda, coulda, woulda. No, it came and it was downloaded into your heart and it was downloaded into your mind, and it keeps showing up because it's for you. It's not for anyone else. And that's so beautiful. Having that leadership position, you should be honored for that. That means you have the capability and the capacity to do that. Not because you are the strongest soldier, but because you are the most well-informed, because you have the heart for it. I know you have the heart. I know it. I know you do. I know you have the heart for it. And I know you have the vision for it. You just have to access the things that you thought were not available to you. But they've been with you this entire time. Your grandma prayers are still working. Your ancestors are still protecting you. I don't know. I just felt the need to say that. My grandma's prayers are still protecting me after all of these years. They right here. They right here with you. They are right here with you. You should feel so honored. You should feel so honored to have that. Now it's time to get some action. It's time to get to the action. Stop sitting on your thumbs. You know you got it. You tired of looking at people that's half as good as you get it. It's time for you to get it. And it's time for us to experience and witness you get it. I want to see you win. You understand that? I want to see everybody win. When I say I believe in world peace, I literally mean that. I've said that since I was younger. We have to remove these prejudices that we have for ourselves out. They don't belong to you. Someone else told you that crap. Let it go. It's not your story. It's not you. We have to let it go. You have to let it go. The world is depending on you. You need a system. You need boundaries. You need to take action. I'm sure your vision board is cute, but it won't be cute come December 31st of this year when it hasn't been actualized in any way. Will the whole thing be done? Probably not, because everything takes time. But do you understand the concept of compound, the compound effect, compound interest? When things build over time, how it just, after a certain point, it just goes crazy. You're like, wait, what? And it looks like an overnight success. What took 10 years, 20 years looks like an overnight success. You know how young you are? We live in 2026. We have access to so much knowledge. I was saying this in every single video. Look at the cup, not just half full. Look at it all the way full, baby. You got this. You have everything you need. You don't need a note. You don't need to have a conversation with ChatGPT on if you should take this step or not. Yes. All right, I think I've said enough, and I hope that I've inspired at least one person to go in the direction of their dream, to transfer your life, to master your mind, to get the fulfillment that you so desire and you so deserve. Over here on my channel, we are living rich on purpose. If you are looking for a system to contain whatever it is you want to build up to make your vision board come to life and actualize, I created the habit architecture system that you need. You need to do a challenge, and you need to do it within a certain system. And I have the guide and the tracker to help you do just that. Like I said earlier, the link is in the description. If you're interested in living rich on purpose, I'm talking about mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I thank you so much for being here. My name is Spivey J. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.
You're beautiful. I hope you know